Since Russia invaded Ukraine, the NATO headquarters here in Brussels is on high alert, and the eyes and ears of the White House and the State Department is Julian Smith, the US Ambassador to NATO. Ambassador Smith, thank you so much for joining me. While we're here in NATO at the headquarters, over in the European Parliament, President Zelensky, the Ukrainian President, has been speaking to members of the Parliament, pleading for EU membership. Some of the question now, of course, on the table is, what about NATO membership?
Well, Ukraine is a partner to this alliance. We've been working with Ukraine over many years now on ensuring that they can take the necessary steps for membership. We've been crystal clear in our messaging, both to the Russians in early January and at the summit communique last summer, that the door to NATO enlargement remains open and Russia does not have a veto over that process.
And what we see now is Ukrainians, untrained Ukrainians, men and women taking up arms. Do they have any chance against this military power, Russia?
Well, it's hard to make any predictions at this point. I think what we would say is we're in awe of the resilience and the courage that we're seeing displayed by everyday Ukrainians, by the government, by the armed forces. NATO and the EU together are rising to this challenge and providing support.
And is it enough support to stop the war, to stop Vladimir Putin?
I don't know what will ultimately stop the war. We hope Vladimir Putin will stop the war. It is on him. The only way out of this is for Moscow to stop invading, stop these crushing attacks on cities across Ukraine. We want Russian forces to leave. We want to see a ceasefire, and all of us continue to drive that message home to Moscow.
And what about the nuclear threats coming from Vladimir Putin, the Russian president? Do you think he'll make good on these?
Obviously, what we heard coming out of Moscow on their intent to increase the readiness or the alert level of their nuclear forces was incredibly provocative, dangerous, troubling. We're worried that this can increase the chance of miscalculation. NATO, however, and the United States, neither one wants to have any sort of conflict with Russia. And as you've heard colleagues of mine back in Washington State, we are not making any adjustments to our alert levels at this point.
Ambassador Smith, thank you so much for joining us here on Euronews.
Thank you.